A woman watched in horror as a man spun twice and launched a heavy metal disc with everything he had. In the next instant, the bulletproof glass on the 33rd floor shattered. Smoke and toxic gas billowed below as he scanned the layout of the building. She sensed what he was about to do and tried to stop him. Too late. He fastened a rope around his waist and sprinted straight for the broken window. He jumped, nearly slipping on the smooth ledge. Everyone froze. Their lives were now tied to that single rope. Fighting for control, he reset himself and climbed back up with brute strength. Just as everyone exhaled in relief, he filled a chalk bag, clipped it on, grabbed a metal rod, and rushed toward an even higher section of the building. His mother nearly collapsed watching. The toxic gas was rising fast. There was no turning back. He climbed along the outer wall, secured the rope at the top, and carefully tested each move. One slip meant certain death. His arms burned. The rope at his waist turned into dead weight, too short to go farther. The only way forward was to cut it. If he went back, all this would be wasted, and the gas would kill them anyway. He made the call. He freed himself from the rope and climbed without protection, using nothing but strength and balance. He pulled himself over the edge onto the rooftop. Gasping for air, he forced the door open and brought his family to safety. Using flashlights and phones, they signaled for help. A helicopter soon arrived and lowered a rescue cage. People rushed inside, but when his wife, Emily, reached it, they were told it was overloaded. Only one more could go. He begged them to take her. She refused, letting go of his hand. She wanted him to live with his family. He knew there would be another helicopter. Leaving her behind wasn't an option. They stayed. Later, searching for gas masks in the lower levels, they found only one. He secretly put it on her. When she confronted him, he disappeared into the toxic haze, risking his life to find another. He returned just in time and swapped masks with her again. With their oxygen running out, they moved through the building until they reached a gym that was still barely safe. The gas kept spreading. Their only option was the neighboring skyscraper, separated by a deadly gap. He hurled a 40-pound dumbbell across the gap with a rope tied to it. The first throw worked. A second didn't. The rope slipped, nearly sending her into the abyss. He caught it just in time. She crossed first. Then he followed. Behind them, a restaurant's exhaust system pulled toxic gas through the ventilation shafts, flooding their path. He turned back to shield her, sacrificing distance to protect her life. The gas swallowed the entire floor. He made a sacrifice to save her, as gas filled the entire area. He wore his mask and came out of the toxic gas. They barely escaped again. On the rooftop, they signaled helicopters once more. That's when Emily spotted a group of trapped students. In a nearby building, their rooftop locked. No way to signal for help. One student tried climbing an outdoor sign and fell, saved only by a safety rope. A helicopter approached them instead. Emily looked back at the students. He understood her without a word. They gave up their rescue. Lying side by side, arms raised to form an arrow pointing toward the trapped students. They guided the pilot. The students were saved. The helicopter left. Moments later, the toxic gas tanker exploded again, accelerating the spread. Now the last two survivors in the city. They moved across rooftops using broken railings, ropes, and sheer will. Their escape turned into a live drone broadcast. Millions watched every breath, every step. Before one final jump, he dusted chalk into Emily's hands. She leapt across a 10-meter gap and caught a light fixture. The gas surged in right behind them. Half an hour later, battered and shaking, they reached another rooftop. Victory seemed close, until they saw the final gap. Open space. No landing point. No margin for error. They stood in silence, ready to accept the end. Then drones appeared. One, then dozens, filling the sky. He quickly tied a rope and had the drones carry it across to a distant water pipe. The line locked in place. Using the rope like a zip line, they launched across. The entire country watched in silence. At the final second, the knot snapped. The live stream froze. They had to cut the rope in order to reach the next building, and doing that they collapsed into the building. As they were about to reach the building, the rope snapped out of the pipe, and they vanished into abyss. Firefighters searched through the chaos. Only a broken rope was found. Then, movement. Two figures stood atop a tower sculpture, waving flares with everything they had left, alive, exhausted, smiling through tears. Just before the new year arrived, they were finally rescued.